Hey everyone, it's Doug from Bjorn Territory, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to paint your Gutrippaz using the paint set from Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Catch you in a bit. So starting out with my Gutrippa, what I've done, I've based him, I've given him a base coat of black, grey works, anything really that's like a nice even colour to give you pick out all the bits and pieces that you need. Having the undercoat, it just provides a really nice surface to paint on, so the paint sticks and adheres to the miniature far easier. So starting off, the first colour you'll need is your Orc flesh. Give it a good shake, and then a little bit on your palette, a bit of water. And I always start off with the lowest layer of colour to the miniature, so the deepest down. So for this one, it's the Oryx flesh. And just layer it down. Just turn, make it easy for yourself to get in and all the nooks and crannies. And because I've watered down a little bit my paints, it will take a couple of coats for it to get to the tone of green I like. Okay. Use your handle, just make it comfy. So my first coat of Orc flesh has gone on, but you can see there's areas that aren't as bright a green as I want. It's not as even as I need it. So I'm going to go over with a second coat. Same method, just to make it a bit brighter. I don't tend to do right up in between the legs of the miniature because I work to a 3-foot fabulous. So it's what I can see when it's on the table. If I can't see up underneath it, under its legs, I get as much as I can done. But I'm not going to stress myself out trying to get right up in his crutch. All right, next coat. Next colour is still Legion Drab. What I'm going to be focusing on is all the clothing, or lack of clothing, the Orc's wearing. Also do his weapon as well, his spear. Next colour is Mephiston Red, and that's a nice easy one on the shields. 2 thin coats, get an even coat. And also inside, which is a bit tricky. Take your time, work it out. And you could paint the shield separately and attach them all afterwards, but it's up to you. Which we find out in painting. You kind of work out what best suits you and your style. Right, first coat. Last base colour, and that's Lead Belcher for all the metal parts. So the blade of the spear, and the armour bits, they're scattered around their bodies. Metal on their shields as well. Take your time with painting them up. Done. And the last bit is a wash of Akrak's Earthshade. help pop out all the definition of the model. See the features of the face. Just have to make sure it doesn't pull too heavy in places you don't want it, so move it around with your brush. Just gonna get patches of it. Get to how you want it. And all over. It picks out all the details. Now that the Agrax Earthshade's dry, I'm just going to come in with Sterling Mud for the base, and you can put as much or a little as you want, and it dries with a nice texture on the base. Whilst the Sterling Mud's drying, I'm just going to come in with the green again on top, the auric flesh. I'm just going to pick out some of the flatter parts of the skin. You can choose to do this or not. I'm just going to do it on all the raised parts of the flesh. So cheeks, ears, to make it stand out a little bit more. And again with Steel Legion drab, just coming back in the edges and the flat surfaces with a little bit. I still want to focus on keeping the dark lower areas dark, so we've got the tone in it. I just want to come in with a bit of a pop of colour again in his drab clothing. And for the shield, I come back in with Mephiston red, just on the raised parts, to give it the character face again, recognisable. And the last bit is coming back in with lead belcher and just focusing on the tips of all the metal parts. I still want it to look dulled down, so I don't want to paint over the whole thing. It's just edges and on the studs. I like it looking dirty and worn. So there you go, finished. 3 foot fabulous gut ripper, which I'm quite happy with. With what you could do, you could paint the edge of your base if you wanted to, matching your army scheme. You could come in with another highlight, picking up some more of the details, especially in the flesh. But as a basic battle-ready model, pretty good and fairly quick to paint a bunch of them in no time at all. All right, well, thanks for watching the video. I hope this gave you the encouragement, a bit of confidence, hopefully, to crack on with your own painting and getting your minis on the table. And I will catch you next week. Take care. See you soon.